Hey, Brian here from Riders Outpost. We're doing an interview with Johnny Hawthorne. So when you first got interested in motorcycle riding, about what time was that? What year? And why did you go that versus, flying jet planes or?
Well, I started off, working on cars. We started off with Volkswagens and kind of tuning those up. Graduated with BMWs. Worked in shops before, and I was super, into the, kind of boy racing car stuff. And then I always kind of wanted a motorcycle, so I guess about 2002 got my first bike, and it was all wrecked and smashed up. So
and got it running.
You get it running, and it's a no-brainer. You just want to start, picking stuff up. And
so once you started riding, it just all of a sudden thought, wow, I'm digging this more than some of the other stuff. So let's do the bike thing.
Yeah, I guess the first thing was it was a pretty heavy bike. It seemed like it at the time, and I was like, man, this thing needs more brakes. I like stopping, so found a front end that fit off a ZX7R, and put 6-piston calipers on it, and shit, it works better now.
Now you can stop.
Now I can stop, and I just kind of went from there, But yeah, I was mostly just kind of cleaning up. I really like the kind of cafe style, and then I like the Street Fighter kind of thing that people are doing, and.
So when you start building a bike, what direction do you usually like to go? Do you pick the bike first? Do you look at wheels, tires, frames, Kawasaki versus Suzuki? Which direction do you go first?
Well, Brian, generally what I do is start with the suspension and brakes. Generally take old bikes, put modern modern front end, modern swing arm.
So manufacturer doesn't matter at all, just, whatever you can pick up?
If you look in here, the bikes speak themselves. Mostly right now it's Kawasaki's and some Triumphs.
I see a lot of Kawasaki's here.
Yeah, they're great bikes, I forget what the slogan was, built to ride.
Yeah, let the good times roll. Yeah, I love the let the good times roll stuff.
Yeah, they have good numbers, they were kind of on top of their game in the 70s, and, big fan of the muscle bike,
KZ900s.
Yeah, the late 70s, early 80s,
Yeah.
They can hang with, modern sport bikes.
Absolutely.
The thing is, they're heavy. Old bikes are heavy, so, probably the first thing is just, strip crap off of it.
So you're trying to lighten them up as fast as you can and just see where it takes it from there.
Yeah, there's lots of unnecessary weight, and, we did the front end on that 1000 and probably lost, 6 pounds of sprung weight off the front.
Yeah, just off
the rotors.
Just off the disc.
Yeah. So, all that stuff's going to make the bike perform better, and, and then it kind of depends on the bike too, so like the 440, there's nothing you can do to the motor. People have tried and failed, but, so I'm kind of stuck with that, so, we're just going to try to pump the compression a little bit.
Yeah, I like the direction on the 440 with the belt drive. You're sticking with that. You've lightened it up a lot. The square fuel tank is awesome.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much what's going to make that thing shine is, it being a 320-pound bike, with...
And the 6-speed transmission is going to help, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so.
I've never ridden it yet, so we'll see. But
if you had a choice of any bike that you could just start tweaking on, what do you think your first direction would be? Would it be a, Kawasaki, Suzuki? Would it be a...
Merida.
Oh, really?
I don't know. They're freaking cool. You never seen them, like.
Yeah, 3-cylinder, that'd be awesome, so.
Yeah. I'll probably start getting into older bikes, I can afford them, but right now, Kawasaki's are cheap, and seems like a lot of bang for the buck.
So components, what do you like components-wise? Do you stick with, Nissan brakes or just, whatever's out there on eBay or?
Well, kind of the thing is, it's like making parts fit, and that's kind of the hard part, you pick a sometimes I'll just pick like a component like that 1100 swing arm. I was like, man, that thing's so cool. You know, it's all tubular steel. It's like I'll build a bike around that swing arm.
Yeah, it's a Lawson replica. You know, one of that came on the 1100s, and the, what was it, a ZRX or
ZRX 1100.
yeah, and then of course the 1200 had the same swing arm, so you grafted that onto a KZ1000, which looks fantastic.
Yeah, I saw some dude rolling one of those 1200s. I was like, man, that's so cool. And then when I saw the 1100 one with the single, you know, the single stock instead of the, what do you call that? The
Yeah, tubular design versus a square stock or.
yeah. And then when you sold me that KZ, I'm like, man, that like, you know, the tubing matches the frame and like
yeah,
pretty
square
much bolts on like.
It's a square bike, so needs some square pieces on it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the bike will kind of build itself, you know, like change a couple things and then it'll kind of evolve, you know. And, you know, I like keeping the original feel of a bike, you know.
So you're not trying to push it in one direction or the other. You're trying to, you know, still have a feel for the essence of the bike.
It's pretty easy to just throw like sport bike everything at it, you know. But sport bike front end wheels and swing arm and like just kind of sometimes it doesn't look right, you know. Like I hate I'm not a big 3-spoke wheel fan on like older bikes,
not a big fan either.
So like if I can keep these like mags on it, you know, it takes a bit more work, but you know, you can make it happen.
So it's worth the work. I know you're a big fan of spokes also.
Yeah.
So I think your first bike that you really shined on was your Triumph. So you know, tell us what it started as, and then how it morphed into, you know, what it is now, because it's really cool.
Yeah, that was the first bike I ever modified and owned. So started off as a 98 Thunderbird Sport and
What CC size?
885.
Yeah.
They call it 900, but
Yeah.
that's pretty generous.
Yeah.
No, it looked like kind of looked like a Sportster when I got it. So I just ended up like spray painting all the yellow off of it. And,
So the original color bike was yellow,
yeah,
and so that wasn't gonna fly.
you know,
Because flat black's in, gotta do flat black.
everything has to be flat.
There you go. So the Johnny Hawthorne name, that started, you know, in Portland, basically, Portland, Oregon, and you know, an infamous street in southeast Portland. So and
Yeah, they're always making fun of my clothes and like, you know, I think I came in with like a Nixon watch one day and they're just like, what the fuck you got on your, what is that? Oh, tough guy over here, you know?
and you got it on Hawthorne.
I think I got it online.
So
But yeah, so it's basically just making fun of like, you know, it's kind of the hipster crowd and the tight jeans and fucking all that crap.
yeah, and now
These guys are old, you know,
and now
just old salty bastards.
it's stuck. So now you are Johnny Hawthorne.
Now I'm Johnny Hawthorne, I'm rolling with it.
So-
Romantic tough guy.
So
This guy in Hawthorne.
there you go. So now, you know, you got some gear coming out, website. You can find Johnny Hawthorne on ridersoutpost.com. I think you have a website also.
Yeah, we got JohnnyHawthorne.com. I don't think there's anything on it yet, but yeah, there'll be links to Riders Outpost and
Yeah, soon to be.
all the stuff we're doing.
So I know you love riding as much as I do, and sooner or later, Johnny Hawthorne is going to have a brick and mortar store. So kind of tell us what the feel of the store is going to be. I know you're going to sell gear and do rides and stuff. So and talk about how inclusive, you know, the type of bikes and who, you know, who you want coming into the store.
Well, you know, like we've been kind of in the community for, you know, a couple of years now, and you know, we want everybody to kind of come in and, you know.
So if it's scooters, mopeds, Harleys, Triumphs, sport bikes, cruisers, it doesn't matter. Everybody's
It's got two wheels, it's cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like, yeah, anything flies.
Yeah, so that's the Riders Outpost way. That's the Johnny Hawthorne way.